Welcome to Daily News Brief, your clear look at today's headlines. If you find this helpful, subscribe so you never miss a story.
In Bradenton, Indonesia, a court sentenced two men to 80 public canings each for hugging and kissing.
The trial took place at the Islamic Sharia District Court in Banda Aceh.
The men, aged 20 and 21, were arrested in April after being reported.
Residents saw the men entering a bathroom together at Taman Sari City Park and alerted authorities.
Police entered the bathroom and found the men kissing and hugging, which the court considered a sexual act.
The lead judge stated the students were proven to have violated Islamic law.
The court did not publicly identify the men.
Prosecutors initially sought 85 strokes of the cane for each man.
However, the three-judge panel decided on 80 strokes.
This was due to the men being students who cooperated with authorities.
The judges also ordered time served to be deducted from the sentence.
This means the number of lashes will be reduced by 4, as they have been detained for 4 months.
The prosecutor expressed dissatisfaction but will not appeal.
Aceh is the only province in Indonesia that observes Islamic law.
Thanks for staying informed. See you in the next episode.
OpenAI Chief Executive Officer Sam Altman predicts a radical shift in the job market for future college graduates.
While Bill Gates has discussed the possibility of a 2-day workweek, Altman envisions graduates exploring the solar system for lucrative careers.
Altman expressed envy for the younger generation, suggesting their early career opportunities will dwarf those available today.
He believes the next decade will be an exciting time to begin a career, particularly for those interested in space.
Altman predicts these space-related jobs will not only offer high salaries, but also a more fulfilling work experience.
He told video journalist Cleo Abram that 2035 college graduates could be embarking on space exploration missions.
These missions would involve completely new, exciting, and well-paid jobs.
While the extent of future space exploration remains uncertain, aerospace engineering is a rapidly growing field.
According to the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics, aerospace engineers earn over $130,000 annually.
Other tech leaders like Bill Gates predict artificial intelligence will shorten the workweek significantly.
Gates suggests artificial intelligence could reduce human workload, leading to a 2- or 3-day workweek.
NVIDIA Chief Executive Officer Jensen Huang believes artificial intelligence has already enhanced worker capabilities.
He stated that artificial intelligence has empowered his employees with superhuman skills.
Altman, while acknowledging the unpredictable nature of artificial intelligence, expressed optimism for future careers.
He stated that if he were a recent college graduate, he would feel incredibly fortunate.
Altman also predicts the rise of one-person billion-dollar companies due to advancements in artificial intelligence.
He believes with the latest OpenAI model, individuals can access technology equivalent to a team of experts.
Thanks for staying informed. See you in the next episode.
A 13-year-old was rescued from forced labor at a Houston massage parlor after authorities received a tip from a concerned resident.
The owners and manager of the Rainbow Foot Relax massage parlor were arrested and charged with promotion of prostitution.
The rescued teen is now receiving support services.
Law enforcement expressed gratitude to the resident who reported the illegal activity.
Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez stated that District 5 deputies and the human trafficking team disrupted a criminal enterprise.
The teen was being forced to work at the Rainbow Foot Relax massage parlor, located at 10,511 Jones Road in Northeast Harris County.
The business was reportedly providing illegal sexual services for money.
Following an investigation, the teen was rescued and is receiving support services.
The owners of the parlor, 76-year-old Shi Shin Chow, and his wife, 52-year-old Cheng Shi Zhu, were arrested.
They were charged with promotion of prostitution to receive money.
The parlor manager, 43-year-old Youngkin McGee, was also arrested and faces the same charges.
All three were booked into the Harris County Jail and have since been released on bond.
Sheriff Gonzalez thanked the resident who provided the information, emphasizing the importance of seeing something and saying something.
He also acknowledged the assistance of law enforcement partners, including Federal Bureau of Investigation Houston, Harris County Licensing Bureau, and the Precinct 5 Constable's Office.
This information comes directly from the Harris County Sheriff's Office.
The investigation highlights the importance of community involvement in combating human trafficking.
Mexico has established minimum export prices for fresh tomatoes to safeguard its domestic production.
This decision comes after the expiration of a bilateral agreement with the United States.
The United States withdrew from a 2019 agreement that regulated Mexican tomato exports.
Subsequently, the United States imposed a duty on fresh tomato imports from Mexico.
The new pricing rules apply only to definitive exports and do not restrict export volumes.
Different tomato varieties have different minimum export prices per kilogram.
Cherry and grape tomatoes are set at $1.70.
Roma tomatoes have a minimum price of 88 cents per kilogram.
Round tomatoes are priced at 95 cents.
Other varieties, such as cocktail and heirloom tomatoes, also have a minimum price.
Mexico exported tomatoes last year.
This measure reinforces the government's commitment to agricultural competitiveness.
It also supports food sovereignty within Mexico.
This action aims to stabilize the tomato market and protect Mexican producers.
Tropical Storm Erin formed in the Atlantic on Monday, August 11th.
The National Hurricane Center issued an advisory, warning that Erin could strengthen.
It may become a hurricane by Wednesday, August 13th.
And potentially a major hurricane by Saturday, August 16th.
AccuWeather predicts Erin might move north, parallel to Florida.
The National Hurricane Center is also monitoring a disturbance in the Gulf of Mexico.
This has a low chance of development but could bring heavy rain to the Florida Panhandle.
Two other systems are being tracked in the Atlantic Basin.
One is Invest 96L, moving north with a low chance of development.
The other is a non-tropical low-pressure area near Nova Scotia.
It also has a low chance of development.
Tropical Storm Erin formed from Invest 97L.
Forecasters predict Erin will continue to gain strength as it crosses the Atlantic.
It is expected to become a hurricane on Wednesday and a major hurricane by Saturday.
The National Hurricane Center is tracking 4 systems in total.
One is in the northeastern Gulf of Mexico, near the Florida Panhandle.
Police in northern Massachusetts are warning residents about a large black bear.
Multiple sightings of a 400-pound bear have been reported near Mason and Greenville roads.
The most recent sighting occurred on Sunday around 5:30 in the evening.
People were grilling outside when they saw the bear.
Police recommend taking safety precautions for at least the next week.
Residents should remove all bird feeders from their properties.
They should also secure and store all trash properly.
It is important to keep all doors closed.
The police department posted on Facebook asking for cooperation.
They hope to encourage the bear to move to a safer location.
According to Massachusetts Environmental Police, if the bear cannot find food for a week, it should move on.
This strategy relies on removing food sources that attract the bear.
By following these precautions, residents can contribute to the bear's safe relocation.
Keeping the community safe and encouraging the bear to move to a more suitable habitat is the goal.
Residents are advised to remain vigilant and report any further sightings.
Staying informed and taking precautions will help protect both the community and the bear.
A 25-kilogram meteorite, the largest piece of Mars found on Earth, was sold for over $5 million at auction last month.
However, Niger, where the meteorite was found, is investigating the sale as possible illicit international trafficking.
The rock, named NWA 16788, is believed to have been ejected from Mars by an asteroid impact.
It traveled 225 million kilometers to Earth and was discovered in the Sahara Desert in northwestern Niger in November 2023.
The identities of the meteorite hunter who found it and the buyer at the auction remain undisclosed.
The Sahara Desert is a prime location for meteorite discovery due to its climate, which is favorable for their preservation.
Rare meteorites from Mars and the Moon are highly sought after by collectors and scientists.
NWA 16788 was sold to an international dealer and then to a private gallery in Italy, where scientists studied its structure and origin.
After being displayed briefly in Rome, it was auctioned in New York.
Niger launched an investigation into the sale, claiming the meteorite may have been smuggled out of the country.
President Abdurrahmane Tiani recently suspended the export of precious stones, semi-precious stones, and meteorites from Niger to ensure traceability.
Sotheby's, the auction house, stated that the meteorite was exported and transported following all relevant international procedures.
They claim all necessary documentation was in order at each stage, in accordance with best practice and the requirements of the countries involved.
Under the UNESCO Convention on Cultural Property, ratified by both Niger and the United States, rare minerals like meteorites can be considered cultural property.
However, Niger needs to prove it owned the meteorite and that it was stolen for it to be considered illegal in the United States.
If the meteorite was not stolen and was properly declared upon import, Niger may not be able to recover it.
High-speed trains offer a thrilling spectacle, as evidenced by a recent video showcasing the Shinkansen.
This Japanese bullet train travels at speeds up to 320 kilometers per hour, or about 199 miles per hour.
The Japan Rail Pass website describes these speeds as nothing short of superhuman.
Traveling from Tokyo to Osaka by Shinkansen takes 2.5 hours and costs about 94 United States dollars.
This is comparable in price and time to flying, but significantly faster than driving, which can take over 6 hours.
Travelers praise the Shinkansen for its comfortable seating, ample space, and scenic views of the Japanese countryside.
Beyond convenience, high-speed rail offers significant environmental advantages over fuel-intensive travel methods.
Researchers have found that high-speed rail significantly reduces fossil fuel consumption and carbon emissions along its routes.
This positive environmental impact increases over time and with greater distance from the railway.
Currently, the United States has only one train that approaches the speeds of the Shinkansen.
The Amtrak Acela, operating on the Northeast Corridor, can reach 150 miles per hour, but only in short bursts.
This is considerably slower than the top speeds of the Shinkansen and similar international high-speed trains.
Many TikTok commenters expressed awe at the Shinkansen speed, with some noting that it even slows down when passing through stations.
Others describe the experience of witnessing a full-speed pass-by at rural stations as insane.
Many viewers voiced their enthusiasm for high-speed rail as a mode of transportation.
The video sparked discussions about the potential benefits and feasibility of expanding high-speed rail networks.
Louisiana State University freshman running back J.T. Lindsay surrendered to authorities on Friday, facing accusations of sheltering 2 murder suspects in his dormitory.
He was subsequently released on a $5,000 bond and suspended from all football-related activities at Louisiana State University pending resolution of the charges.
Lindsay is accused of harboring 17-year-old Shamel Jacobs and 18-year-old Keldrick Jordan, both reportedly friends from his hometown of Alexandria, Louisiana.
The United States Marshals Service apprehended Jacobs and Jordan at Louisiana State University's Nicholson Gateway dormitories on Monday.
They were wanted in connection with the shooting death of 17-year-old Corey Brooks in Alexandria in May.
It is believed they stayed in Lindsay's on-campus apartment-style dorm for almost 2 weeks.
Marshals allegedly discovered multiple firearms in the dorm, including 2 AR-15 rifles.
Lindsay's attorney, Chris Parrott, maintains his client was unaware of the charges against his friends and was at football camp during the relevant period.
Parrott stated that Lindsay is fully cooperating with the authorities and is adamant he is innocent of any wrongdoing.
He claims Lindsay was unaware his friends were wanted by the police and would not have allowed them to stay had he known.
However, the arrest warrant suggests it is highly improbable. Lindsay was ignorant of the accusations against his friends.
One of Lindsay's associates allegedly told investigators that Lindsay knew Jacobs and Jordan were wanted for murder.
Given the small size of Alexandria and Lindsay's close ties to both the victims and suspects, authorities believe it is unlikely he was unaware of the situation.
Jacobs and Jordan had been wanted since May, with the Alexandria Police Department issuing a public plea for information regarding their whereabouts.
Police Chief Chad Gramillion warned that anyone found harboring the suspects would be held accountable.
Louisiana State University Athletics Communications Director Michael Bonnet declined to comment, citing respect for the legal process.
Lindsay was a highly touted recruit, ranked as a 4-star prospect and the number 75 prospect nationally in the class of 2025.
He rushed for 2,476 yards and 33 touchdowns in 2024, earning the Warwick Dunn Award, recognizing the top high school football player in Louisiana.
Instant payment apps like Venmo and Apple Cash make it easy to send money to family and friends.
However, these apps have also become tools for scammers to defraud unsuspecting users.
A common scam starts with receiving a payment from an unknown number.
Later, the sender claims they accidentally sent the funds to the wrong number and asks for it back.
This is known as an accidental deposit scam, and it can cost you thousands of dollars.
In this scam, fraudsters use stolen credit cards or bank accounts to send money to random users.
They then pressure you to return the funds quickly, claiming it was a mistake.
Their goal is to get you to transfer your own money, which they then quickly withdraw.
Once the real account owner notices the fraudulent activity, the bank reverses the payment, taking it from your account.
By then, the scammer is gone with your money, leaving you responsible for the loss.
Some signs of a scam include receiving payment from an unknown person, often a large sum.
They might also request repayment through a different method, like Cash App or Venmo.
Urgent or emotional messages claiming a crisis or accusing you of theft are also red flags.
Contact from multiple numbers or attempts to contact your relatives are additional warning signs.
Even if the money appears in your account, it is not yours to spend.
The safest course of action is to notify the payment app and wait for their instructions.
If the funds were genuinely sent in error, the app can handle the refund.
If you receive money from a stranger, do not send it back, regardless of their claims.
In 2022, President Obama's presidential portrait was unveiled and placed near the White House Grand Staircase.
This is the traditional location for the most recent president's portrait.
President Biden's portrait was not yet completed at that time.
Former President Trump later moved President Obama's portrait.
He replaced it with a different portrait.
President Obama's portrait was moved to another location within the entrance hall.
Later, it was moved again to a less visible location.
News reports indicate that the portrait was relocated to a restricted area, a staircase out of public view.
Former President George W. Bush's portrait was also moved.
Gavin Newsom's press office released a statement in response to this action.
The statement characterized the move as an attempt to hide from historical figures.
It remains to be seen what further changes will be made.
The statement generated considerable discussion online.
Many people shared their opinions on social media platforms.
The incident sparked debate and commentary across the internet.
Several news outlets covered the story and the ensuing reactions.
The July Consumer Price Index report is anticipated to reveal an accelerated annual price increase compared to June.
This report, released Tuesday morning, arrives as investors monitor the impact of President Trump's tariffs on consumer costs.
Headline CPI is projected to have risen 2.8% year-over-year in July, up from 2.7% in June, according to Bloomberg data.
Month over month, prices are expected to increase 0.2%, slightly less than June's 0.3% gain, due to lower gasoline prices and softer food inflation.
Core CPI, excluding food and energy, is predicted to reach an annual inflation rate of 3.0% in July, up from 2.9% in June.
This suggests that rising goods inflation is outweighing any decrease in services inflation.
Core prices are also forecasted to climb 0.3% month-over-month, surpassing June's 0.2% rise and marking the most significant gain in 6 months.
June showed signs of tariff-related cost increases, with apparel prices up 0.4% monthly and footwear up 0.7% after months of decline.
Furniture and bedding prices also increased 0.4%, reversing May's 0.8% drop, indicating that these higher costs are affecting consumers.
Wells Fargo economist Sarah House noted that the July CPI will likely show further evidence of tariffs increasing prices.
It is still too early to determine how the increased import taxes will be distributed among consumers, domestic sellers, and foreign exporters.
House also mentioned that increasing consumer resistance makes raising prices generally more challenging.
Inflation is expected to rise moderately over the latter half of the year, with core CPI returning to around 3% in the fourth quarter.
This report coincides with ongoing trade developments that could further impact the United States' effective tariff rate.
This rate is currently near 18.6%, the highest since 1933, according to the Yale Budget Lab.
Markets are increasingly predicting that the central bank will lower interest rates in September.
Many healthy habits, such as exercise and protein consumption, are beneficial for heart health in moderation.
However, when taken to extremes, these habits can lead to cardiovascular problems.
Dr. Dmitry Yaronov, a heart transplant cardiologist, cautions against excessive protein intake and heavy weekend drinking.
He emphasizes that even seemingly healthy choices can be detrimental when done in excess.
Dr. Yaronov sees young patients in their 20s and 30s with heart issues related to lifestyle choices.
He notes that looking fit does not necessarily equate to being healthy.
While protein is generally good for health, excessive consumption, especially of high cholesterol protein like red meat, can be harmful.
High-protein diets can overwork the kidneys and lead to inflammation, increasing the risk of heart disease.
Dr. Yaronov recommends balanced diets like the Mediterranean diet, which includes heart-healthy protein sources and anti-inflammatory foods.
He advises against ultra-processed protein supplements, which can negatively impact cardiovascular health.
While there is no safe amount of alcohol, staying within recommended limits and avoiding binge drinking is crucial.
Dr. Yaronov has observed severe heart conditions in young patients who engage in heavy weekend drinking.
Even if one maintains a healthy lifestyle during the week, excessive alcohol consumption on weekends can have significant negative effects.
Binge drinking can cause various heart problems, including abnormal heart rhythms and increased blood pressure.
Dr. Yaronov also expresses concern about the increasing use of cannabis and its potential link to heart issues.
Although research is ongoing, he advises caution, especially against heavy daily use.
Intense workouts, especially when combined with sleep deprivation, can also negatively impact heart health.
While athletes' heart is generally not dangerous, it can mask more serious conditions.
A Washington state man is facing charges after his attempt to tow a car went spectacularly wrong.
The incident, which occurred in Port Orchard, involved a pickup truck, a car, and a tow rope.
The man, who has not been identified, was attempting to tow the car using only a rope.
He reportedly did not secure the rope properly to either vehicle.
As he began to drive, the rope snapped, causing the car to roll freely downhill.
The runaway car then crashed into a parked minivan, causing significant damage.
Thankfully, no one was inside the minivan at the time of the collision.
Police arrived at the scene and cited the man for improper towing procedures.
He is also facing charges related to driving with a suspended license.
The incident serves as a reminder of the importance of following proper towing procedures.
It is crucial to use appropriate equipment and ensure all connections are secure.
Failure to do so can result in accidents, property damage, and even injuries.
The cost of the damages to the minivan and the towed car is currently unknown.
The authorities have impounded both vehicles involved in the incident.
Further investigation is underway to determine the full extent of the man's liability.
This incident reminds us that safety should always be the top priority when operating a vehicle.
President Trump secured substantial funding for border security and deportations shortly after taking office.
Congress approved almost $170 billion for the Department of Homeland Security, nearly double its usual budget.
This funding has significantly empowered immigration and customs enforcement operations.
We are seeing increased arrests and deportations across the nation, fulfilling a key campaign promise of President Trump.
The administration aims to conduct the largest deportation operation in United States history.
Homeland Security is even considering establishing detention centers at military bases.
President Trump has stated publicly his commitment to these deportations.
However, this influx of money has raised concerns in Congress.
Lawmakers from both parties are questioning the lack of detailed policy directives accompanying the funding.
The bill outlined broad categories like $30 billion for ICE officers and $45 billion for detention facilities.
But it offered little guidance on specific implementation plans.
Homeland Security recently announced $50,000 hiring bonuses for ICE officers, further fueling these concerns.
Beyond the bill, the administration has reportedly shifted up to $1 billion from other agencies, like the Federal Emergency Management Agency, to fund immigration enforcement.
Senator Chris Murphy criticized Homeland Security for its spending practices, calling the agency out of control.
He warned that the department could face financial difficulties due to its rapid spending.
Senator Murphy accused Homeland Security of building a mass deportation force without proper congressional oversight.
A recent Reddit post asked users about the biggest historical lies people still believe.
Many responses highlighted common misconceptions, like Vikings wearing horned helmets, which they did not.
Another misconception is that Napoleon was short, when he was actually of average height for his time.
George Washington's dentures were made from a combination of human, animal, and ivory teeth, not wood.
Paul Revere was not the sole rider warning of the British. He was part of a larger group.
Allied opposition to the Nazis was not initially driven by their treatment of Jewish people.
The belief that people thought the world was flat is false. Its spherical nature was known since ancient times.
Thomas Edison did not invent the light bulb, but improved upon existing designs.
Historically, people from all social classes, including women and children, worked to survive.
The United States Civil War was about states' rights, specifically the right to own enslaved people.
Martin Luther King Jr. was not widely accepted by white people and advocated for radical social change.
Marie Antoinette likely did not say let them eat cake.
The Irish famine was exacerbated by British policies, with food exports continuing despite widespread starvation.
Low life expectancy in the past was primarily due to high infant mortality rates, not shorter adult lifespans.
Galileo was imprisoned for insulting the Pope, not solely for supporting the heliocentric model.
The United States has a history of authoritarian practices, particularly in the Jim Crow South.
The myth that carrots improve eyesight originated as British wartime propaganda.
Catherine of Aragon and Henry VIII had multiple sons, contrary to the popular narrative.
Ford Chief Executive Officer Jim Farley revealed plans for a $30,000 mid-size electric vehicle truck.
Farley stated Ford is investing an additional $2 billion in electric vehicle production.
Ford is also reimagining the functionality of its assembly line.
Farley believes Ford has found a way to compete with China's affordable electric vehicles.
The $2 billion investment will overhaul Ford's Louisville assembly line, bringing total electric vehicle investment to $5 billion.
The Kentucky line will produce the new mid-size electric vehicle truck by 2027.
Farley says this is a necessary move to compete with companies like BYD.
He acknowledged the rising competition from Chinese companies and new startups.
Farley also mentioned the ambitions of large technology companies entering the automotive market.
He believes these companies are challenging established automotive manufacturers like Ford.
Farley noted that many current electric vehicles do not meet customer needs.
He explained that Ford redesigned its platform to lower costs and improve profitability.
Ford has experienced challenges in the electric vehicle market, with significant losses reported.
This investment is considered Ford's most significant change since the Model T.
The redesigned assembly line will begin with the mid-size truck and aims to outpace competitors.
A key innovation for the truck is a smaller battery, designed for improved comfort and lower costs.
Ford's chief of electric vehicles, Doug Field, explained the smaller battery can achieve the same range with reduced size.
This smaller battery allows Ford to compete effectively without needing excessive battery production.
Current mortgage interest rates have seen minor adjustments, with the average 30-year fixed rate at 6.44%.
The average 15-year fixed mortgage rate is currently at 5.73%, according to Zillow.
Despite earlier predictions of a potential decrease, rates have actually risen since this time last year.
Experts anticipate that rates will remain above 6% for the next several quarters.
Fannie Mallory predicts that mortgage rates will not reach 6% until the third quarter of 2026.
Zillow data shows the current 30-year fixed mortgage rate is 6.44%.
The 20-year fixed rate is 6.16%, and the 15-year fixed rate is 5.73%.
For adjustable rate mortgages, the 5/1 ARM is at 6.75%, and the 7/1 ARM is at 6.58%.
30-year VA loans are at 6.07%, while 15-year VA loans are at 5.57%.
Lastly, the 5/1 VA adjustable rate mortgage sits at 6.09%.
Remember that these figures represent national averages, rounded to the nearest hundredth.
Refinance rates are also available, with the 30-year fixed rate at 6.48%.
The 20-year fixed refinance rate is 6.31%, and the 15-year fixed rate is 5.71%.
Adjustable rate refinance options include the 5/1 ARM at 7.19% and the 7/1 ARM at 7.08%.
30-year VA refinance loans are at 5.91%, 15-year VA refinance loans are at 5.57%, and the 5/1 VA ARM is at 5.93%.
These refinance rates are also national averages and are often slightly higher than purchase rates.
Major United States brands like McDonald's and Coca-Cola are facing boycott calls in India.
This is in protest against President Trump's 50% tariffs on Indian goods.
Business executives and Prime Minister Narendra Modi's supporters are encouraging anti-American sentiment.
India is a key growth market for American companies.
India's increasingly affluent consumers often associate international brands with upward mobility.
For example, the world's most populous nation has more Domino's restaurants than any other brand.
Drinks such as Pepsi and Coca-Cola frequently dominate store shelves.
People still form lines when an Apple store opens, or a Starbucks cafe offers discounts.
Although there is no immediate indication of sales being affected, there is a growing movement to buy local products.
This has unsettled exporters and harmed relations between New Delhi and Washington.
On Sunday, Prime Minister Modi made a special appeal for India to become self-reliant.
Companies like McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Amazon, and Apple have not yet responded to Reuters' queries.
The boycott calls are specifically targeting large United States companies.
The increased tariffs have created tension between the two countries.
The impact on American businesses in India remains to be seen.
The call for self-reliance could further complicate the situation.
New York police are searching for a man who threw a sex toy at a 12-year-old girl during a Women's National Basketball Association game.
The incident occurred last week at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn during a game between the New York Liberty and the Dallas Wings.
The New York Police Department released a photo and video of the suspect wearing a Beavis and Butt-Head t-shirt and an Ohio State University cap.
The 12-year-old girl was struck in the right leg by the object thrown by the unidentified individual.
The New York Liberty are cooperating with the police in the ongoing investigation.
This incident is the latest in a series of similar events involving sex toys being thrown at Women's National Basketball Association games.
Other incidents have been reported in College Park, Georgia, Phoenix, Arizona, Chicago, Illinois, and Los Angeles, California.
2 arrests have been made in connection with the incidents in Georgia and Phoenix.
The Women's National Basketball Association is working with law enforcement to address these incidents.
They are pursuing appropriate actions, including arrest and prosecution with felony charges where applicable.
The league considers the safety of everyone in their arenas a top priority.
They are committed to preventing this reckless and unacceptable behavior.
The New York Police Department continues to search for the suspect in the Brooklyn incident.
They encourage anyone with information to come forward.
The Women's National Basketball Association is taking these incidents very seriously.
They are working to ensure the safety of all attendees at their games.
California Governor Gavin Newsom characterized the Trump administration's $1 billion settlement offer to the University of California, Los Angeles as political extortion.
The University of California system is currently reviewing this offer after the federal government froze hundreds of millions of dollars in funding.
This funding freeze relates to pro-Palestinian protests that occurred on the university campus.
President Trump has previously threatened to withhold federal funds from universities that host such protests.
Governor Newsom's office stated that the Department of Justice is being used to pressure the University of California system.
They also declared that California will not succumb to this perceived political pressure.
Newsom's office further characterized the settlement offer as a political shakedown.
The federal government alleges that universities, including the University of California, Los Angeles, have allowed anti-Semitism during protests.
They claim this violates the civil rights of Jewish and Israeli students.
Protesters, including some Jewish groups, argue that criticizing Israel is not equivalent to anti-Semitism.
They also maintain that advocating for Palestinian rights is not the same as supporting extremism.
Experts have expressed concerns about free speech and academic freedom related to these threats.
The University of California system has stated that paying such a large settlement would be financially devastating.
Large demonstrations took place at the University of California, Los Angeles last year regarding this issue.
The University of California, Los Angeles recently settled a separate lawsuit alleging anti-Semitism for over $6 million.
The federal government has reached settlements with other universities, including Columbia University and Brown University, regarding similar issues.
President Donald Trump recently reiterated his support for Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina during a state Republican gala.
Despite this endorsement, many supporters of the Make America Great Again movement are expressing their disapproval.
Former Lieutenant Governor Andre Bauer and Paul Dans of the Heritage Foundation are challenging Graham in the upcoming primary election.
During the gala, President Trump called Senator Graham and voiced his complete and total endorsement.
President Trump expressed confidence in Senator Graham and stated he has always been there for him when needed.
Senator Graham thanked President Trump for the surprise call and pledged to continue delivering the America First agenda.
However, many MAGA supporters are not pleased with the endorsement.
Some expressed their intention to support Graham's primary opponent despite Trump's endorsement.
Others criticize President Trump directly for supporting Senator Graham.
Some users expressed disappointment with President Trump and questioned his judgment.
Former New Hampshire state lawmaker Melissa Blasek questioned how MAGA supporters could reconcile their dislike of certain politicians with Trump's endorsements of them.
Another user commented that the perceived betrayals of MAGA and conservatives would continue until they stood up for themselves.
Paul Dans, one of Graham's challengers, responded to the endorsement by saying that Graham is terrified of losing his Senate seat.
Dans claimed that Graham's long tenure and alignment with President Trump will not save him from South Carolina's America First patriots.
Senator Graham recently drew criticism from some Trump supporters for his trip to Ukraine and meeting with President Volodymyr Zelensky.
Former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon called for the White House to condemn Graham's actions.
The body of Giovanni Pelletier, an 18-year-old from North Carolina, has been found in a Florida retention pond.
He had disappeared after sending a chilling final message to his mother asking for help.
The discovery was made near Interstate 75 on Friday, close to where Pelletier had traveled to visit his estranged father's family.
The Manatee County Sheriff's Office, according to Gulf Coast News, has preliminarily identified the body as Pelletier is, pending further testing.
An autopsy was scheduled for Sunday, and the death investigation is ongoing.
Pelletier's mother, Bridget Pelletier, shared on Facebook that she was living every parent's worst nightmare.
She also noted that her family, not the authorities, found her son.
Bridget Pelletier wrote that she is living every parent's worst nightmare, trying to find the strength to give him the goodbye he deserves.
Giovanni Pelletier was unable to meet with his incarcerated father, according to his aunt Desiree Pelletier, in a statement to American Broadcasting Company News.
However, he had planned to meet 3 cousins for the first time.
Things took a turn after the cousins picked Giovanni up for a 3-hour drive to their home in Mims, Florida, on August 1st.
About 25 minutes into the drive, he texted his mother, "Help me."
He also sent similarly frightening messages to his grandfather and another aunt.
According to the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, the cousins told investigators that Giovanni began to act erratically before exiting the vehicle on Interstate 75 near State Road 70.
The teen's backpack and cell phone were found on the side of the road by a truck driver that same day.
The family had started a GoFundMe page to hire a private investigator, but now the funds will go towards funeral, medical, and legal costs.
President Volodymyr Zelensky stated that Russia is preparing troops for new offensives, not peace, following discussions with leaders of India and Saudi Arabia.
Zelensky secured diplomatic support from Europe and NATO amidst concerns about potential United States and Russian influence on the war's end.
Zelensky reported that intelligence indicates Russia is preparing militarily, not for a ceasefire.
He added that Russia is moving troops for new operations in Ukraine, showing no signs of preparing for a post-war scenario.
Vladislav Voloshin, a Ukrainian military spokesperson, confirmed Russia is moving units in the Zaporizhia region for further attacks.
Zelensky discussed strengthening Ukraine's position in any peace process with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
He emphasized the importance of continuous communication with world leaders to achieve peace.
In his discussion with Modi, Zelensky addressed sanctions on Russian oil, highlighting the need to limit its export.
He urged limiting Russian energy exports to reduce its ability to finance the war.
Zelensky also called for maintaining sanctions against Russia until Ukraine receives security guarantees.
President Putin has also been in contact with leaders of China, India, Brazil, and former Soviet states regarding the war.
Germany will host a virtual meeting of European leaders to discuss pressuring Russia to end the war, with Zelensky, European Union, and NATO officials expected to attend.
Zelensky warned against concessions to Russia, stating they would not stop the fighting, and emphasizing the need for increased pressure on the Kremlin.
He asserted that concessions do not persuade an aggressor, and that Russia must not receive rewards for its actions.
He firmly believes that rewarding Russia will not bring peace, but only embolden them to continue their aggression.
Therefore, maintaining pressure through sanctions and diplomatic efforts is crucial for ending the conflict.
If you have high blood pressure, you should be mindful of your diet and consider supplements carefully.
While many herbs benefit heart health, cardiologists warn against licorice supplements for those with high blood pressure.
Licorice root can raise blood pressure by causing sodium retention and potassium loss.
This imbalance strains the cardiovascular system and can lead to serious complications.
Some individuals with high blood pressure might consider licorice root to lower inflammation or address ulcers and acid reflux.
However, the glycyrrhizin in licorice can increase blood pressure, cause fluid retention, and lower potassium.
Consuming too much licorice, even in forms like tea or candy, can lead to cardiovascular problems.
For those with high blood pressure, consuming licorice can worsen symptoms like headaches, blurry vision, and swelling.
It can even lead to arrhythmias, an abnormal heart rhythm.
Besides licorice root, individuals with high blood pressure should also avoid bitter orange.
Bitter orange contains compounds that can elevate blood pressure.
It is crucial to consult your doctor before starting any new supplements, especially if you have high blood pressure.
Instead of relying on supplements, focus on a heart-healthy diet like the DASH or Mediterranean diet.
These diets emphasize antioxidant-rich foods, which help lower inflammation and support cardiovascular health.
A heart-healthy lifestyle includes regular physical activity and sufficient sleep.
While omega-3 fatty acid supplements can support cardiovascular health, these nutrients can also be obtained from fatty fish, olive oil, nuts, and seeds.
A content creator on TikTok shared how her Apple laptop screen shattered after she placed a piece of paper between the screen and keyboard before closing it.
In her video, she expressed confusion about the cracked screen, especially since she had only placed the laptop on her bed after bringing it outside.
The only unusual action she recalled was placing a card inside the laptop before closing it.
She was surprised to learn that the pressure from the card could internally crack the screen.
Many viewers of her video, which garnered over 858,000 views, were also unaware of this potential issue.
Some commenters expressed skepticism, claiming to have frequently used their laptops as folders without incident.
One commenter shared a story of their laptop surviving a fall from a dorm bed without significant damage.
However, other commenters argued against placing anything between the keyboard and screen, especially with Apple laptops.
They pointed out that Apple laptops are designed to close precisely without any gaps.
Even a camera cover could potentially break the display due to the precise tolerances.
A commenter suggested the screen might have had a pre-existing defect, and the card was the final straw.
Another comment highlighted the small gap present on most laptops to prevent this issue.
The commenter explained that even a few millimeters of difference in pressure can cause damage.
A computer repair service confirmed that avoiding foreign objects between the keyboard and screen can prevent accidental pressure points.
This advice helps to protect the screen from damage caused by trapped items.
It is important to be mindful of what is placed between the screen and keyboard before closing a laptop.
A Delta Airlines plane made contact with another aircraft while leaving the gate in Atlanta on Sunday morning.
The incident occurred during pushback, a procedure where an aircraft is pushed backwards away from the gate by a tug.
The wing of the Delta plane reportedly touched an empty parked aircraft.
The flight involved was scheduled to depart from Atlanta to Guatemala City.
FlightAware, a website that monitors flight activity, confirmed the flight details.
Passengers on the affected flight experienced a delay and were transferred to a different aircraft.
There were 192 customers on board the Delta plane.
In addition to the passengers, the plane also had 2 pilots and 4 flight attendants.
Fortunately, no injuries were reported following the incident.
Delta Airlines, headquartered in Atlanta, confirmed the lack of injuries in a statement.
Delta provided a brief written statement to the Associated Press.
Further details regarding the incident were not immediately released.
The National Transportation Safety Board will likely investigate the incident.
Such investigations aim to determine the cause of aviation incidents and prevent future occurrences.
The incident caused a disruption to air travel at the busy Atlanta airport.
Delta Airlines is cooperating with authorities in the investigation.
Daniel Ramsey, founder of My Outdesk, began saving and investing for his children at their births.
Ramsey stresses financial literacy, using Roth IRAs to demonstrate compound interest.
He recommends involving children in investment choices to promote responsible wealth management.
Ramsey, a 47-year-old founder of My Outdesk, has a net worth of around $100 million.
He earns over $1 million a year in salary and is saving for his children, aged 4, 9, and 12.
He is also teaching them proper investment strategies.
Ramsey believes that if he had invested earlier in life, his net worth would be double its current value.
All three of his children have brokerage accounts with Roth IRAs, as well as their own bank accounts.
They each manage their savings with a system of 1/3 for saving, 1/3 for spending, and 1/3 for charity.
The Roth IRA teaches them about setting aside money and observing the growth of compound interest.
The family regularly discusses the significant long-term gains this strategy can create.
Ramsey contributes the maximum allowed amount to each child's Roth IRA annually.
He also encourages his children to find ways to earn money and learn money management.
His eldest daughter, for instance, has been investing since the age of 5, holding shares in companies like Disney, Amazon, and Berkshire Hathaway.
Ramsey guides her through investment decisions and Roth IRA contributions when she receives her paycheck.
He uses this as an opportunity to teach her about long-term financial planning.
An environmental scientist on TikTok addressed a common climate myth.
The myth suggests that current global warming is solely a natural cycle.
The scientist acknowledged that the Earth does experience natural warming and cooling cycles.
However, she emphasized that human emissions are significantly influencing the current warming trend.
She presented data from reputable sources like the Environmental Protection Agency and the OER Project.
This data demonstrated the acceleration of natural warming cycles due to human activities.
The burning of fossil fuels releases toxic gases like carbon dioxide and methane into the atmosphere.
The Environmental Protection Agency reports a 40% increase in carbon dioxide in the atmosphere compared to 200 years ago.
Methane levels are more than 2.5 times higher, exceeding the natural fluctuation range.
These gases trap heat in the atmosphere through the greenhouse effect, leading to global warming.
This warming results in more severe droughts and storms, impacting weather patterns worldwide.
These extreme weather events affect agriculture, biodiversity, and species survival.
Scientists estimate that by 2050, climate change could cost $40 trillion annually.
This cost will disproportionately burden those who contributed least to the problem.
Despite the dire predictions, individuals can take action to mitigate climate change.
Options include switching to electric vehicles, adopting home solar power, and supporting sustainable companies.
Citizens can also vote for climate-conscious candidates and boycott polluting corporations.
Collective action can help slow the drastic warming of our atmosphere.
Thank you for listening. Stay informed, stay aware, and join us again for more updates that matter. Until next time.
Thanks for staying informed. See you in the next episode.